12 News, this is breaking news.
Kind of chaotic for a little bit when we see, 30, 40, even 50 police cars and a helicopter flying over. So
it is just scary, and you don't know, like what's next.
Just took me back to the Mount Tabor shooting. And my kid was there, and it was just, I'm sure a lot of parents and people were out there that the same feeling that it's happening again.
A Winston-Salem park, now a crime scene after a mass shooting left 2 teens dead and a community stunned. Late this afternoon, Winston-Salem police identified the 2 killed as Daniel Jimenez Milan and 17-year-old Arubi Romero Medina. Daniel was 16, Arubi was 17. 5 others were injured in the shooting. They range in age from 14 years old to 19 years old. We do have team coverage this afternoon, and we'll hear from each one of our crews in the field right now. We start, though, with our Kenny Beck, who joins us right outside of Lineback Park. Kenny, tell us what you're seeing at this hour.
Lindsay, we are seeing the police presence here continue to dwindle. We are set up actually right across the street at Mount Tabor United Methodist Church. There are now 0 Winston-Salem police cars here. When we first arrived, there were about a half dozen. We did see a forensics car turn into the park. Within the last half hour or so, we have seen some of the crime scene tape come down, but the entrance to the park and the road behind me still remains very much blocked off. We have not received official word that the park is back open tonight, so we presume it remains closed some 8 hours after this mass shooting took place today. Still lots of questions about exactly what transpired today, where these young people went to school, if they did go to school, and will anyone be charged with a crime? Unclear at this point if any of the people who were shot were also people who fired weapons today. We have a lot to get to. We want to go to Sarah Sowers to start off our team coverage here tonight at 6 o'clock. Sarah, you sat in on a press conference earlier today with local emergency responders and members of the policing community. What did they have to say?
Kenny, that's right. I listened to Chief Penn from the Winston-Salem Police Department, Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough, and also the Forsyth County DA Jim O'Neill. All 3 of them expressed just disappointment and sadness, like many of those in the community that are feeling that tonight after the loss of 2 teens, that 16-year-old and 17-year-old you mentioned, and the 5 others that were injured in this shooting. It all started as a fight in Lineback Park that was planned and scheduled among some of those young people. Those victims that were 16 and 17 years old lost their life in that shooting, and 5 others are injured, ranging between the ages of 14 and 19 years old. Local law enforcement and the district attorney said that they are just disappointed in what's happening and asking those parents, those community members, to really engage with our children and youth in this community to ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. I asked the district attorney and the police chief whether or not anyone had been charged or arrested in connection with this case and the death of those 2 young people, and they said that at this time there was no information on that. I also asked if they know how many weapons or guns were used in the fight or shooting, and they said that they couldn't give us any more details or clarity on that at this point in time. Kenny, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Sarah Sowers live for us this evening. Many thanks. Want to continue our team coverage and send things over to Bethany Cates. She is live near Mount Tabor High School. Bethany, this September will mark 5 years since a fatal on-campus shooting at the high school. We want to be 100% clear here. Today's incident was not a school shooting, though it did happen less than a mile and a half away from Mount Tabor. What are parents telling you about how they're processing all of this tonight?
Well, that's exactly right, Kenny. The general consensus has been, this incident is reminding them exactly what took place, as you were saying, almost 5 years ago. But very quiet scene now. We're standing right across the street from Mount Tabor. I'm sure you can see it across my shoulder. But as parents were picking up their children, we could see a lot of hugs and emotions as they were standing in the line that was almost spilling into the street to pick up their student. Parents say this is hitting very close to home, with the park being just right up the street now blocked off with yellow caution. caution tape. And as Kenny was saying, that scene is starting to clear now. Parents tell me this incident is once again reminding them that times have changed and parents have to make sure they are in constant communication with their children and letting them know that you love them. Piper Cox is a student at Mount Tabor and tells us it was a hard day within the walls of the school, but she is happy that she is reunited this evening with her parents.
It was scary. We were in one class the whole day, and people quickly spread, information about it, and just seeing people upset and hearing what happened, it was hard.
It's very nerve-wracking when you're at home and you get that message, and when we find out what it was, because we don't live that far from that park, it's scary and it's sad.
And just to make it clear, like she said, that secure hold was them being in one classroom for the majority of the day. And law enforcement also stated in their press conference that the phones are leading to a big thing as information was spread very quickly. Now, another parent said that returning to school tomorrow here at Mount Tabor is going to look a little bit different tomorrow, but they are just grateful to be able to go home with their student, and they are praying for the families impacted. Live in Winston-Salem, I'm Bethany Cates for WXII 12 News. Kenny, sending it back to you.
Okay, Bethany, thank you very much. About 5 weeks left in this school year for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Let's continue our team coverage now. Kelly Kendall is part of our events this evening. She joins us now live. Kelly, this crime scene less than 1,000 feet from Jefferson Middle School, also about a quarter of a mile away from a major shopping center and a lot of homes as well. What are you hearing from people?
Well, Kenny, you mentioned all of those things that are surrounding Leinbach Park, and depending on where you were throughout the day, there was quite the split screen. I started by talking with community members and neighbors who are right up on the park. Their homes are directly across from it or down the road, and they shared with me that they did hear 8 to a dozen gunshots. They weren't quite sure. They heard them go off very quickly, and some of them thought it was just a nail gun or dismissed it as some other construction project. So they weren't worried. They stayed in their homes, and they didn't become concerned until they saw the law enforcement presence gathering around Leinbach Park. But then you go to the other side of Jefferson Middle School, where by early afternoon, parents had lined the street trying to pick up their children early from school. Jefferson Middle School gets out at 2:25 in the afternoon. And again, this was not a school-related incident, but Jefferson is right near Leinbach Park. So parents were understandably hearing from other parents and getting concerned about their own children's safety. Either they felt uneasy or their children felt uneasy, and they just wanted to take them home. I spoke with one man who was near the YMCA when the shooting happened, or just afterwards, and he shared with me that his son was a student at Mount Tabor High School in 2021 when there was a deadly shooting there, and he actually began roaming the neighborhood to check on the neighbors, make sure that they were doing okay in the aftermath of all of this. And I spoke with a mom who was waiting in line to pick up her Jefferson Middle Schooler. They both had a similar message about the concern, those moments of not knowing how that felt. Take a listen.
It was one of those things like I can't do it again. Not my kids were involved, but I had no idea what happened here.
You don't know, like what's next. That's the scariest part, is what's to follow an incident like this.
And later in the afternoon, we've been seeing community members walking their dogs, going about things as normal. But for those parents I spoke to, they said they are going to be having some tougher conversations, helping their children process what they heard went on, and then reminding them of the dangers of guns and gun violence. So Kenny, we're going to send it back to you now this afternoon in Winston-Salem.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. I want to get to some breaking news related to this story. We have just gotten a sad confirmation. The 16-year-old who did die today, Daniel Jimenez Millian, according to a district spokesperson, was a Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools student. One of the 2 victims in today's deadly shooting was, in fact, a student here in this district. We are hearing tonight from Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Superintendent Dr. Don Phipps. He released a statement about everything that occurred today. And that reads in part, on behalf of our students, staff, families, and school board, I would like to praise Winston-Salem's Police Department and our local first responders for their work today. They quickly notified us of this unfortunate incident that happened at a local park following our standard response protocol. Nearby schools went on secure status out of an abundance of caution. There was never any threat to students on any campus. As your superintendent, I am calling on our entire community to come together to confront the gun violence that is taking the lives of our young people. It is a community responsibility that requires partnership, accountability, and action from all of us. Let's stand united to protect our children and ensure they have a safe, hopeful future that they deserve. So again, Lindsay, a total of 7 people shot today at Lineback Park in Winston-Salem just before 10 in the morning. 2 of those 7 have died. At least one of the 2 who did die is now confirmed to have been a Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools student. We will send it back to you tonight.
Certainly a tragic day for our community. Kenny, thank you. The Forsyth County District Attorney's Office has announced the murder charge against the man involved in a crash last month that killed Deputy Caleb Mitchell has now been dismissed. According to the district attorney, new evidence is suggesting before the collision, Deputy Mitchell had veered into Castillo's lane. Officials say Castillo turned left to avoid a crash. At the same time, Mitchell turned right to get back into his lane, causing the 2 cars to collide head-on. Based on that evidence, the DA's office says there's no probable cause to believe Castillo should be prosecuted for second-degree murder and misdemeanor death by vehicle and dismissed those charges. Castillo was released from jail on a $5,000 bond last week. He's still charged, though, with speeding and reckless driving. Look at the forecast. Now noticeably cooler across the Triad both yesterday and today. How cool are we expecting the weather to be tomorrow morning? Chief Meteorologist Lainey Pope is here to tell us just how cool we're going to wake up to tomorrow, Lainey.
Yeah, and some folks would say cold, right? We've got some winter chill in the air here. Morning temperatures 32 in Burlington this morning, 35 in Reidsville, 38 in Greensboro. We woke up to 32 in Wilkesboro as well. Now the temperatures have managed to climb up, in fact, right around normal for highs near 70 degrees. We're starting to go down, though, again in the mid to upper 60s at this hour, and you probably noticed the breezes picking up, some clouds rolled through, even a few drops of rain over our southern Triad communities with a front that's ushering in more cold air. We do have a freeze warning that's in effect for tonight. That includes the foothills and the mountains. A frost advisory that is out for the Piedmont Triad. And this is for temperatures in the mountains that may get down into the upper 20s. And we're talking about low 30s on average for the mountains and foothills, mid 30s on average in the Piedmont Triad. So you definitely need to make plans to protect plants. Pets, of course, you want to make sure they are indoors as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about this frost and freeze tonight, and then a warm up that's on the way. And yes, we do still need rain. We'll talk about our rain chances coming up later this week.
All right, thanks, Lane. Seems like it's football weather, and it's a good thing because we're talking Carolina Panthers as the NFL draft is just 4 days away. Plus, Carolina Hurricanes look to take a 2-0 lead in their series with the Ottawa Senators. We do that hockey and sports coming up.